Hello, welcome. My name is Tina Kivanen. Thank you so much for joining me here for this gentle flow and restore yoga practice here on my channel. If you enjoy the practice, please do leave me a comment. I love to hear from you. Like, subscribe, and share the video if you feel called to. And in the description and comments, you'll find more information about our upcoming Embodied Wisdom 200-hour yoga teacher training taking place online. And as well as other yoga trainings and retreats that you may be interested in if you feel called to going deeper into these teachings of yoga. And for this practice, we'll be exploring some gentle movement, gentle flow, and restorative postures. Always listen to your body. Know that you are your very best teacher and use what I'm offering to be a suggestion, to be guidance that carries you on a journey, but ultimately really listening to what you need in your own body. And in this practice of gentle flow and restore yoga, we'll be doing a fairly accessible practice, quite gentle, and using minimal props. However, if you have props that you love to use in your practice, gather them and have them handy as you might like to bring them in as well. We'll be starting from a seated position. Sitting up on the edge of a cushion or a folded blanket can help to make the body a bit more comfortable. Legs can cross or extend. Allow the spine to lengthen up nice and tall. Let the shoulders draw back and down. Here you may choose to close the eyes down, or you may keep the eyes open with a very soft gaze. However you land, allow the eyes to soften and the face to soften as you begin to notice your breath. Breathing in and out through your nose. Feeling the inhale expanding. The belly, the middle ribs, the upper chest expand and fill. The exhale is long and slow and relaxed. Inhaling, the belly, the middle ribs and upper chest expand, filling up the lungs. On the exhale, letting go, softening, melting into this moment. Continuing to be present with your breath as you allow your thinking mind to soften, becoming more aware of feeling and sensing. Shifting from doing and achieving into simply being here in the moment. As awareness settles into the body, notice how you've landed here, scanning to observe any physical sensations, any areas of the body that are drawing your attention, sending the breath there, creating space to feel whatever is here. Continuing to witness as you notice any emotional sensations that are here, without any need to explain the emotion or attach it to a certain experience or label. Simply notice the sensation, the felt sense of your emotional body. Noticing the subtle layer of energy, the energetic quality that's here, the nervous system, and your state of being, here in the moment. Simply witnessing, welcoming. welcoming that part of you that is doing all of this witnessing and compassionate observation. Your compassionate witnessing presence, that part of you watching the unfolding experience with compassion, like a bird's eye perspective. You might bring awareness to the mind's eye, to the space in the center of the forehead, and simply rest here for a few more breaths. Resting in this gentle, witnessing presence. And gradually start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Release through the mouth. Maybe your eyes flutter open if you'd like, bringing in the light and the color around you. As we've been sitting for a few moments, you might stretch your legs out, give your legs a little wiggle, rotate your ankles, and then if you'd like, you can refresh your seated position, Sukhasana, sweet pose, back to your comfortable, maybe cross-legged position. If you're sitting cross-legged, you might cross the opposite way to where we just were. Let's move the shoulders, drawing the shoulders forward and up, and then back and down, and round movements. Allowing the shoulders to circle in a way that feels nourishing, that feels comfortable, starting to unwind tension in the shoulders. And as the shoulders both draw back and down, begin to focus on just your right shoulder circling up and back and down. Continuing this movement of just your right shoulder circling. And then letting this right shoulder soften back and down as you bring your right fingertips beside you towards the earth, and let your left ear soften towards your left shoulder. Breathing here. You may wish to point your nose down towards the left shoulder, or point the nose up, or draw some little shapes with your nose. Until you bring your head gently back up to center, the hand back to the lap as you pause to notice any difference between the right and left side shoulders. And then beginning to circle your left shoulder, isolating just your left shoulder to circle up and back and down and around. Circling round and round. Until you draw this left shoulder back and down. Release your left arm beside you, fingertips towards the earth, and bring your right ear towards your right shoulder. Breathing into the left side of the neck. Here you may point your nose down or up, or draw any shapes with the nose, exploring what does the neck need here on this side. Until you bring the head back up to center, the hand to the lap, and again notice right and left sides, being the witness. Now with hands on the lap or knees, we'll start to move the spine, rounding back on your exhale, tucking chin and tailbone under. So you inhale at the heart, beam forward, shoulders back, tailbone up. Continue to move with your breath, rounding back on the exhale. Inhaling the heart forward, flowing back and forth with your own pace. And then we'll inhale and open our arms wide like wings expanding. Exhaling, rounding, drawing back of the arms towards each other. Inhaling, the heart blossoms forward, arms stretch back. Exhale, rounding back of the arms towards each other. Continue with the flow of your breath. Until the next time the arms open, pause there, and we'll draw the right arm across the chest, looping your left arm around the outer elbow, stretching through the right shoulder. Breathing. And releasing as you inhale, blossom the heart open. Exhaling, left arm swings in front, right arm hooks around the outer elbow, stretching through the shoulder gently. Releasing the arms down as you breathe in to sweep the arms out and up to sky. Breathing out to lower the right arm down as you extend the left arm up and over to the right. Pausing here in a lateral side bend. Breathing. Let's float up and over to the other side. Left arm down, right arm extending long, finding your breath here in the side of the body. Inhaling to float up and over to the other side. Now we'll continue a gentle side to side flow for a few rounds, hinging from one side to the other. Until you come back to center and release the arms, bringing your fingertips behind you, behind your hips, leaning back. As you roll the shoulder blades towards each other, let your heart lift forward, expanding the heart, expanding the lungs. Floating back to center as you extend the legs out, give them a little shake and wiggle. As you're ready, bend your right knee, reaching to hold your right foot and knee with your two hands, or you can use a strap looped around the ankle or foot, and begin to gently explore a little bit of a movement of rocking or swaying or circling. Breathing down into this right hip. An option here, if you'd like, is to lean over into your right hand. You might scooch off of a pillow for this, leaning over to the right hand or even the forearm to give some massage to the outer right hip and glute area. Breathing and exploring what your body needs here. When you feel ready, come back to center with your right leg hugging in towards your chest. Breathe. And then we'll step the right foot over to the outside of the left leg. And here you can keep your left leg extended, or you can bend your left knee with your left foot tucking just beside your right hip, making sure you don't sit on the foot and that both sitting bones feel pretty equally rooted. Or you can stretch your left leg back out if that's more comfortable. Wrapping the left arm around the right knee with right arm at your side. Inhale to lengthen the crown to the sky. Exhale, rotating towards the right from the waist to the heart, the shoulders and head. All rotating towards the right side. Breathing here. And gently softening back to center. Taking a counter twist to the other side for just a breath or two. Until you draw yourself back to center. Here, the option of coming to a simple cross-legged position with your right leg in front of the left. If being cross-legged isn't comfortable, simply extending the legs out is fine. So either if you are cross-legged, the right leg is in front, or for a little bit more stretch in the hips, you might cross your right leg on top of your left leg, keeping a little flex in the feet, knowing that it's okay to have the right knee lifting up here. Choosing your expression, letting your spine be nice and tall, returning to your breath and sensation. You're welcome to stay upright, or if you'd like, you might bring in a little bit of a forward fold, letting your upper body bow down towards the earth, only as far as feels nourishing. Breathing into the sensation that you find here. And gently floating back to a tall spine. And as you do, come to pause and receive. Notice the effects. And let's stretch our legs out, giving them a little shake again. Bending through the left knee as you're ready to reach to hold the left leg. Hugging it towards you as you gently rotate the leg. Again, you can use a strap if that's more comfortable. Maybe rocking side to side or circling. Maybe even leaning over into the left hand or left forearm to massage the outer hip and glute. Exploring how this side may be different from the first side. So when you feel ready, coming to center with this left leg drawing towards the chest for another breath. And then we'll step the left foot over to the outside of the right leg. Again, option to stay here with your left foot crossed over and right leg extended, or you might cross this right foot over towards the left hip, making sure you feel pretty equally grounded in both side sitting bones, making any little adjustments that you need to be more comfortable, or extending the bottom leg out. Wrapping the right arm around the left knee with left arm at your side. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to rotate towards the left. Into a twist, as if wringing out any tension that you are carrying. Breathing. And let's soften back to center and then turn the other direction. Coming back to center with an option of crossing the left leg in front of the right leg, or the left leg on top of the right leg, or even legs extended if that works better. Little flex in the feet if the legs are crossed on top. Lengthen up nice and tall, and you're welcome to stay here. Or you might walk the arms out forward into a gentle forward fold, only as far as feels nourishing without strain. Breathe. And let's float back up. As you rise, pause and receive, coming back to your breath. Gently extending the legs out, perhaps giving them a little shake and wiggle, as we now shift over onto our hands and knees. Coming into table position with hands under shoulders and knees under hips. And you're always welcome to use a blanket or any padding underneath the knees if you need to for support. Let's move into the cat and dog. As you inhale, lower the belly, lift the heart, the crown, and the tail up. Exhaling to round, tucking the chin and tailbone under. Continuing to flow back and forth with your breath. Inhaling and exhaling, the smooth flow of the breath guides you. Pausing with a neutral spine, we'll spread the fingers wide, curl the toes under, press your hips up into the sky, downward facing dog, looking for length in the spine as you root down through the hands. Lift your hips and tailbone up and back, let the head hang heavy. Begin to walk your heels up and down one side and then the other, gently stretching in the backs of your legs. Maybe your hips sway a little side to side. Until we pause in a downward facing dog to hold, keeping a little bend in the knees. As you press the earth away from your hands, let the hips and tail lift to the sky. Knowing if downward dog doesn't feel right for you for any reason, you can always come down to child's pose or table pose or any other posture. Beautiful. Let's lower our 2 knees down to the earth. Untuck the toes. Lifting your right knee out to the side like a fire hydrant. Begin to circle the right knee round and round. Here we start to awaken the core in a gentle way. Low belly is engaged. You can change the direction of the circles too. Wonderful. With the knee open to the side, pause here. Now inhale and stretch the leg back as you lift the hip open. So it's like you're turning your pelvis towards the right. Exhale and draw this bent knee towards the right elbow. Inhale, extend the leg back, lift the hip open. Exhale, knee towards elbow. Continue with your own pace here, back and forth a few more times. The next time the leg extends, there are some options. You can place the foot to the floor for a bit more support. You can leave the leg lifted up with the foot flexing. You can also pivot your left foot out to the side a little bit to create a little bit more of a tripod of support as you begin to open your left arm. Sorry, that's your right arm up to the sky. Turning your gaze up to the sky if you'd like. Again, option is to have the right foot on the earth. Choosing your expression, staying strong in the core wherever you are. Breathe. Beautiful. Let's lower the hand, lower the right knee back down, pivot the left foot back to neutral, and a few gentle circles with your hips, spine, shoulders, ribs. And let's press back to a child's pose, bringing hips to heels. You might widen the knees, bow the heart down. The head may rest to the floor or onto your arms. As you pause here, notice if there's any difference between one side of the body and the other. Continue to soften the mind to be present as that compassionate witness. Beautiful. Let's float back up. As you come up, ground the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes under, and lift your hips to the sky. Here again, you may pedal the feet, lift and lower the heels. Maybe your hips sway side to side. Until we pause for a few breaths and hold downward facing dog, grounded through the hands, long in the spine, soft in the head and neck. Breathe. Lowering the knees to the earth, untucking the toes, and lifting the left knee open to the side for fire hydrant pose. Begin to circle the left knee round and round. Awakening the core in a gentle way. You may change the direction of the circle as well. Until you pause with the knee open to the side, holding there, feeling the strength of the low belly and glutes. Breathe. With your next inhale, extend the leg back as you open the pelvis towards the left. Exhale, draw this left knee towards the left elbow. Inhale, extending back, opening the pelvis towards the left. Exhaling knee towards elbow. Continue with your own pace back and forth here. The next time the leg extends, pause there and recall we have options here. So you can choose to simply stay right there, or you can lower the foot to the earth. Another option is that you can pivot your right foot out, creating a bit more of a tripod of support here as you ground through the right hand and sweep the left arm up to the sky. You can do this with the left foot on the earth or the left leg lifted, strong through the glutes and core, steady in the breath. And gently releasing the foot down, the hand down. The knee comes back underneath the hip. The right foot rotates back to neutral. A few gentle circles, hips, shoulders, ribs. Maybe even the wrists need to roll out, refreshing your wrists. Until we again come to downward dog, spreading fingers wide, curling toes under, lifting hips to the sky. Staying here with a nice long spine, soft in the head and neck, steady in the breath. Now we'll lower our knees to the earth. Untuck the toes and press the hips back to the heels, coming into child's pose. You might widen the knees, you might support the head with the arms or the floor or a pillow. Settling in to receive. Noticing both sides of the body now. Now we'll do a little slither to come down onto the belly. So slithering down to the belly. Let's bring our arms to our sides, tops of the feet on the earth, chin towards the floor. As you ground through the pelvis, inhale to lift the arms, the legs, the chest, the shoulders, the head into a boat pose. Feel as though you're spiraling your shoulder blades towards each other, your thighs towards each other. Breathing as you sense the strength of your back body. Beautiful. Let's soften down. Turn your left ear to the earth. Keep your left arm at the side of the body, but bend your right elbow. So palm is down and the elbow is bent like a cactus shape. We'll come into a nice restorative style pose, the iguana, by bending the right knee and gliding the knee up towards the right waist. Shifting a little bit in any way you need to become a little more comfortable. Taking your time and knowing that our intention here is to let go of effort. No longer using effort to hold up the body, but simply allowing the body to rest into gravity. Feeling your belly breathing against the earth. Massaging the part of the nervous system that is in the belly, the enteric brain. Calming and soothing you with every breath. Notice as you rest here the subtle moments of release, the subtle moments of softening as you relax a little more. Become even more relaxed with each breath. Now we'll begin to transition by stretching the right leg back, bringing the head to center, the right arm to your side, and for a moment we'll come back to Navasana, the boat, grounding the pelvis. Inhale to lift the arms, legs, chest, shoulders, and head, moving from that place of effortlessness to a few breaths of activation and effort. Breathe here. And then as you soften down, turn the head so the right ear comes to the earth. Right arm is at your side. Left elbow bends like the cactus shape with the palm down, and the left knee bends and glides towards the left waist. Taking all the time you need to settle into comfort here, to settle into ease. And feeling the rise and fall of the breath, and the gentle pulse of the heart against the earth. Letting go a little more with each breath. Softening and melting, as if any tension drains away. Letting go. A few more breaths here. And gently we'll start to release by stretching the left leg back. Bringing your head to center. And this time we'll transition into a Sphinx pose. So in Sphinx, we have our legs stretching back, tops of the feet on the earth, elbows stacked under shoulders. You can even measure the fingertips to outer elbows to help ensure the distance there. You can keep the arms out forward, or you can draw the palms together as well. letting your neck remain long and comfortable. So we want to avoid collapsing the head down or scrunching the head to lift it up. So really letting your heart be lifted, shoulders down, and neck neutral. You may close the eyes here and let awareness rest in the heart space, the space in the front and back of your heart. Breathing here. And just a few more breaths here. Now we'll glide our hands under the shoulders. Do a little press to lift yourself up. And we'll transition to a seated position now. As you come to sit, you may wish to sit on top of a prop, like a little pillow or a folded blanket. And as we are coming to sit, we'll bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana pose. Soles of the feet together, knees open to the sides. Spine lengthening up nice and tall. You're welcome to stay upright, or you may choose to bow forward and down, letting your heart bow towards the feet, down towards the earth, only as far down as feels nourishing for you. Breathing into hips and belly, lower back. A few more breaths here. Gently we'll float up to a tall spine, taking your time. As you come up, you may pause and receive, returning to your breath. And then drawing the knees in towards each other, we'll make our way down onto the back. You might have props nearby that you'll reach for when the time comes to come into Savasana. Coming down to rest on your back body. We'll float into a bridge pose, so bending the knees with feet on the earth, arms at your sides, making sure the head is flat against the earth here rather than on a pillow. Grounding through the feet here, squeezing through the glutes as you lift your hips and belly up to the sky. Rolling up the spine vertebra by vertebra. You may wiggle your shoulder blades in towards each other as well here. Noticing the thighs are parallel. You might even have a sense of drawing your thighs towards each other like you're squeezing a block between them. Glutes are engaged. There's an openness through the heart and the hips. And breathe. You're welcome to stay up for a few more breaths, knowing that you can come down when you're ready, untucking the shoulders to smooth out the back and release down vertebra by vertebra. Once your spine is settled, you may hug the knees into the chest, a little rock from side to side, massaging your back, letting your knees circle gently in one direction or the other. With one hand on each knee, begin to circle the knees open to the sides and back in towards each other and back open out, and continue round and round movements, knowing you might change the direction too. until you draw the knees out to the sides and bring the soles of the feet towards each other. Here you may hold the feet or ankles or use a strap around the feet. Breathing down into the hips and low back and belly. The head flat against the earth. You are welcome to stay here, or you might open the feet into blissful baby, letting your ankles come to stack over the knees, or maybe you rock side to side, stretch one leg out and then the other, or come back to cobbler's pose with feet together. Taking some time to explore intuitively, you might even release right up into resting bug with arms and legs lifting to the sky. So taking some time here to explore any of these options, listening to what feels intuitive and guided by your wisdom. Taking your time as well to explore any final movement, any final posture that you feel called to explore before we shift into our final stillness of Savasana. When you are ready for the final stillness of Savasana, know that you can reach for props. You might have a bolster or a pillow or folded blanket under the knees. You might have a pillow or folded blanket under the head. You might take an eye covering over the eyes or a blanket over your body. But knowing that you can take all the time you need to explore any final movement, expression that you feel called to explore. And when you're ready to relax into stillness, the posture Shavasana is ready for you to relax into your most comfortable position. The eyes close down. And you allow your whole body and being to rest into stillness. Allowing each wave of breath to rise and fall. Sensing the smooth flow of the breath undulating in the body. Inhaling and exhaling to soften and relax even more. Melting into the support beneath you. As you relax into the support of the earth, expand and open up to the sky above. Relaxing down into the earth. Expanding open to the sky. Allowing each wave of breath to guide you. To relax even more. Completely held here in the stillness. Held here in this peace. This peace and this stillness that is here naturally within you. Into the peace and into the stillness. Continuing to rest, to relax and be held in the stillness. Trusting that whatever you need to release is releasing. Whatever you need to heal or integrate is integrating, is healing. That in this state of deep rest, your whole being moves into harmony and balance. Knowing that you're welcome to rest as long as you need. You may feel ready to transition, or whenever you're ready to transition, begin to notice your breath. Each breath like a rising sun. Notice your body. Notice how you feel now. In all the layers of yourself, physical, emotional, energetic, witnessing and welcoming whatever is here. You may start to gradually bring movement into fingers and toes, or a gentle stretch, knowing there's no rush at all. Perhaps the knees bend into the chest for a hug, or you roll to one side and rest in a fetal position. Giving thanks to yourself for taking this time. And gently pressing to an upright position when you're ready. Or perhaps you're still resting and you simply close the practice on your own, with hands coming together at the heart, palm to palm. Offer blessings of peace to all beings. May all beings live in peace. May our lives contribute to this peace for all. Om Shanti. And thank you so much for practicing with me here. You might bow the head to your heart, bowing to your own indwelling spirit, and then gradually letting the head lift and the eyes flutter open. So thank you so much for joining me in this practice. I would love to hear from you. Leaving a comment on the video is a wonderful thing, and like and subscribe to my channel and check out the links provided for more information about 200-hour trainings in person and online, restorative yoga training, as well as Costa Rica retreats and Ontario retreats and more. Thank you so much and be well.